Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Beltre. Matthew Boyd has been the Tigers' best and most consistent pitcher this year. He's been even better lately. Impressive numbers in his last 2 starts, and he's been one of the best pitchers in the American League since the All-Star break. Tonight, Boyd tries to help the Tigers snap a 3-game slide against the Royals. It's the first of 4 between Detroit and Kansas City here on Fox Sports Detroit. Hi, everybody. I'm Matt Shepard, my partner Kirk Gibson in a moment. Matthew Boyd has been different this year. He's changed. He has been mature beyond his years this season, and he told us yesterday during the telecast that he's become more of a strikeout pitcher and how he's been able to accomplish that.
This game's a process. It's and you know, obviously some people, you know, pick up faster than others. It's been a curve for me, and you know, attacking with my fastball. I swing, Loogie. Attacking with my fastball, down in the zone. You know, getting strike 1, being able to command my breaking ball to both sides of the plate. You know, commanding both breaking balls that way. It's been huge, and it's opened up a lot of things.
All right, here he is, the 2-time World Series champ, Kirk Gibson. How has Matthew Boyd come into his own, do you think?
Well, he's growing up. He's just matured so much. He's so confident. How many guys do you go down into the clubhouse and talk to on game day? Pitchers. I mean, around the league. Yeah. Matt Boyd, I've talked to him every day for his last 5 or 10 starts, somewhere in there. He's 5-3, averaging more than 6 innings per start in his last 10. He's reading swings now. He's throwing both sides with all of his pitches. Like I said, he's just grown up. He's a fixture towards the future. You're the Tigers right now. You're evaluating. Where does everybody fit in? Yeah. Matt Boyd certainly fits in that rotation next year. How much better he can get, time will tell.
Gibby, he's a top-end rotation guy going into next year, isn't he?
Well, for the Tigers, we'll see how it works out. But, you know, Matt Boyd has high standards for himself. He's learned to relax. He's at peace with himself. He trusts the information, and you can see the adjustments he makes on a game-by-game basis.
Just 1-3 against the Royals so far this season. Looking forward to the showdown here against Kansas City because he has turned into a Bulldog. Stay right there. Mickey York is next from the Call Sam Studios on how you can help a worthy cause.
Jorge Lopez gets the ball in the series opener. Just 2 starts ago on September 8th. He flirted with perfection before allowing just 1 hit in the 9th of the Twins. A challenged Tigers offense will try to get to him early tonight. Everybody, welcome back to Comerica Park. Mickey York in the Coliseum studio. Tigers and Royals get the series started here in just a moment on what is Detroit Tigers Foundation Night tonight. Tigers wives standing by to take your calls at the number listed below, or you can text. For just $150, you can purchase one of a limited 200 limited edition 1968 commemorative backpacks. It is filled with all kinds of goodies and some surprises as well, and all of the proceeds go to benefit the Detroit Tigers Foundation, which just does some great work all throughout the year, including Miguel Cabrera's Keeping Kids in the Game event, one of the several great events the Tigers put on, the Detroit Tigers Foundation puts on to help youth and baseball here in the city of Detroit. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica. Ram, hurry in and get a great deal during Ram Power Days. And by Greektown Casino Hotel, the only casino in the heart of downtown Detroit.
The 78th home game of the year, alongside two-time World Series champ Kirk Gibson, Trevor Thompson, Mickey York, and Craig Monroe. I'm Matt Shepard. Glad you're with us on this Thursday night. Kansas City 1 win away from winning its 4th straight season series from the Tigers. Matthew Boyd making sure he can do everything he can that doesn't happen. He's our starting pitcher for the Tigers, presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Yeah, Matt was commenting about how he's throwing more fly balls. However, his batted balls in play is going down. 5th in the American League at 249. ERA's going down here, especially good at home. The fly balls plays well in Comerica.
7th in the league in whip, walks, hits per innings pitched, and 6th in batting average against at just 216. Whit Muirfield pops it, foul territory. Adduci gives chase, but runs out of room. You look at these two teams looking to rebuild. Kansas City is looking as this guy as the fixture of their rebuild. He has been so good all year, 4th in the league in multi-hit games. 177 hits, that's second most to J.D. Martinez, who has 3 more than Muirfield. You should enjoy watching him play. 2-2 to him.
Yeah, you do, and he's very scrappy, very alert player. If you put your head down on defense, he'll take an extra base on you. He's looking for the edge at all times.
Stroke to left center. Hustling over is Jacoby Jones. He cuts it off. Muirfield digs for 2, and a leadoff double for the Royals designated hitter. He's at the top of that batting order, presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Adalberto Mondesi is right behind him. He has 20 stolen bases since the All-Star break. That's most in the bigs. He has 26 on the year. Hunter Dozier hits 3rd. He's hit safely in 15 of his last 18. And Brian Goodwin's in left tonight, batting 8th, 3 for 5 against the Tigers this year. Mondesi, the shortstop of the future for Kansas City, punches it to right. That's going to be foul.
You can see him try to go the other way, advance Muirfield.
It's a good piece of hitting, right? Want to get him to 3rd at the least.
Yeah, it's good baseball. I think it shows your teammates that you're willing to give it up for the good of the team. It's, you know, you want to get that first run on the board. Watch Muirfield here. He will run.
Well, there's no doubt about that. His 36 steals are a career high. 1st in the American League, 2nd to Trey Turner of Washington in the majors.
If you watch him, he will try and set Matt Boyd up.
Popped foul. A little more, and Gibby has himself another souvenir.
Looking.
Trying.
Put that right with the over the roof ball. Over
Do you
the
still
roof,
have that?
Over the roof and in the booth. Yeah.
You still have it?
I do. The Brooks Lumber one.
Do you remember what that swing felt like when you went over the Tiger Stadium roof in right?
I remember what it felt like when I hit the bat. Hardly felt it. A lot of these guys, there is a place on the bat, the sweet spot. If you hit it right, you can feel the bat bend, and it's just slingshots off there. It doesn't sting your hands. It's a pure feeling.
Just missed on the outside. You talked about Muirfield stealing 3rd. He's done it 13 times this season. That's a franchise record. There's the sweet spot from Hank Greenberg.
He had a lot of balls off the sweet spot.
Sure did.
I would say that Muirfield would be more inclined to go with 1 out to try and steal 3rd.
Why?
Well, right now his hitter's got 2 strikes on him. Doesn't want to distract him. Because you're a hitter, you're looking out there, all of a sudden the runner takes off. It can be a slight distraction. So right now, if I was on second base, I would try and remain fairly calm, do the setup piece. So when there was 1 out, I could get over there.
Got him. Good pitch by Matthew Boyd to notch his 156th strikeout of the year.
Yeah, went away the previous pitch, comes inside right here. It's a good pitch, perfect position, up underneath the hands. Got in there quickly on him.
The strikeout, somewhat significant. We'll tell you in a moment. Hunter Dozier stands in. Fouled it back. The 156 by Boyd is the most by a left-handed pitcher in a single season for the Tigers since Mickey Lolich in 1974. Lolich struck out 202 that season. Dozier playing first base tonight. During his recent stretch, batting .318. Took it high. Time for the Bernstein advantage. And we talked about Matthew Boyd and Mickey Lolich, and he snaps the tie with Nate Robertson, who did it back in 2004 with 155 strikeouts. Mickey Lolich should be Hall of Famer, at the top of Tigers' lists as a lefty in a number of categories.
He'll get in.
Hope so. Boyd caught the inside edge, 1-2.
Good pitch right there. It looks like Adrian Johnson, the home plate umpire, is going to call that pitch. So when you identify that, you exploit the good fortune.
There goes Muirfield, just like Gibby said. He predicted it with 1 out. And he went on a 1-2 pitch. Now, how is that any different than the 1-2 pitch to Mondesi, Gibby?
Well, again, it's 1 out, and I think he probably saw a breaking ball. I mean, he took off in advance. He's counted him down. He's just standing there being relaxed, trying to relax Matt Boyd to not paying attention to him. And fortunately, it was fouled off for the Tigers.
Big lead for Muirfield. And a timeout at home plate. Matthew Boyd holds his glove chest high. Is Whit Merrifield looking in the glove to see what Boyd is spinning to feel for what kind of pitch he's going to throw?
Well, I would be.
You would be, or would?
Every pitcher, you're going to look in there for a second. I don't know if he can see in there.
Grounded to third. And off the glove of Ronnie Rodriguez.
McLaren Health Plan brings you the Tigers starting defense. Kristen Stewart in left, Jacoby Jones in center with Nicolas Castellanos in right. Ronnie Rodriguez at third, Pete Cosma at shortstop, Doel Lugo at second with Jim Aducey at first. Grayson Griner behind the dish, snagging Matt Boyd. And that play right there just gotten in a bad position. Kind of an in-between hop, had topspin on it, and Ronnie couldn't glove it. And Cosma, you saw how he picked it up, didn't try and make it any worse of a play than it was. Just ate it, and the Tigers have first and second with an opportunity for the double play.
Salvador Perez stands in. The catcher has 11 RBIs in his last 10 games. Loves hitting here too.
Yeah.
Gibby, you were on second base plenty of time. What are you doing to the pitcher? What are you trying to do to the pitcher?
Trying to distract him or set him up so you can get there. Now you've got to look. Your runner behind's got to look as well, because if Muirfield goes and he doesn't have the trailer behind him, it doesn't make sense.
There he goes. Popped up. Shallow center. Jones hustling in. He'll make the play. Came a long way, and there's 2 down.
Now, if I was a hitter, I'd take that pitch. I mean, unless you got 2 strikes on you, would you rather hit second and third, 1 out with 2 strikes, or would you rather hit with them running and the way it worked out?
Well, the obvious answer is second and third with 2 strikes. It depends on what kind of hitter you are. I mean, and Salvador Perez is a good 2-strike hitter.
Well, how about this? If you're a confident hitter,
right,
you take it.
Got it.
That's just the way I was taught. Okay, so I'm not.
But how do you expect him to take it? Does he know Muirfield's going?
Well, he's right in his. Of course he does. You can't see that.
Well, sure, but he's concentrating on the pitch. Shouldn't
Yeah.
he be?
Well.
Okay.
You can see.
You have to be able to multitask as a hitter. Jorge Bonifacio 0 for 7 in the series against Pittsburgh, in which Kansas City was swept. They've lost 4 in a row coming in tonight. Good pitch, 0-2.
Okay, now you got 2 strikes, obviously. Okay, now if we could leave it here. Here's Muirfield up here. See if you can see him. Well, I don't see him, do you?
I do. All right.
So let's stick with him if we can.
I'm just concentrating on where the pitch is coming. That's all. Fouled it away.
So, you know, it's just my philosophy, okay? And it was what I was taught. And Salvador Perez has been a great player for the Royals. And he's hurt the Tigers, but this is the way I would do it. He's done great damage against the Tigers, I'll tell you that right now.
Sure has.
Good player.
0-2 pitch. Good stop by Grayson Greiner.
Important, obviously. Again, you have first and second. You don't want to let him advance. Greiner got over and got his glove down.
Just got a piece of it. Greiner catching Matthew Boyd, and you see how Matthew Boyd has done the last 4 starts with Greiner behind the dish. Very impressive work. And in talking with Greiner about that and Ron Gardenhire, Greiner says, you know what, this is a pitcher's game. I let him call it. We're here to just make suggestions and help. You will not see Matthew Boyd shake much because he will run it. There goes Muirfield. Greiner throws to third, and it's not in time. Stolen base number 37 for Muirfield.
We're going to look at that to see if we got him. Remember who we playing, Lindor. Oh.
That is really close.
Remember the tag by Lindor?
Yeah, how quick it was.
Remember? Now, this is tough for Ronnie. He hasn't played a lot of third base.
How are his feet there, Gibby?
I think he's got him. They're not going to review.
Not enough to overturn.
Yeah, but I mean, in second base, you're lined up a little differently, and he just let it, and he dropped it straight down. It's a little tougher when you're running in from third.
To left. Stewart drifting back. Still going back. And gone. Home run for Jorge Bonifacio to snap an 0 for 10 skid.
So that hurts. Fastball. Tried to get it in. And really got it inside on the corner. Bonifacio brought those hands in, and earlier in the year we've watched Bonifacio hit the ball to right center field, but he pulls it this time. Stewie unable to get up over and make the catch. Got to give the Royals credit. They worked Matt Boyd 28 pitches. Worked him hard here in the first inning, and going to be a long haul back, but it's a long way to do it.
Rosel Herrera fouls it away to make it 1-1. Stroke to center. Jones to his left, still running and tracking it down. Royals with a couple of hits, including the 4th homer of the year from Jorge Bonifacio to take an early lead. Top half of the first, Jorge Bonifacio going deep fly over the left field wall to give Kansas City the early lead. Here's the Tigers batting order. It's presented by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Nick Castellanos in the month of September has 23 hits. That's second best in the American League. He's batting .371. That's third best. Ronnie Rodriguez will try and snap out of an 0 for 12 slump against Kansas City here tonight. They face Jorge Lopez.
Lopez was one of the players that came over when they traded Moustakas. They like him. He's got 4 pitches. Needs to establish his heater. Opponent's only hitting .243 versus the fastball.
Numbers on the opposing pitcher brought to you by MGM Grand Detroit. Good way to start for Jacoby Jones.
Good approach. You know, we talk about good at bats. We've heard a lot of that used by many in the media amongst the team. Gardy.
Yeah.
What's a good at bat? Kristen Stewart hit into a double play. We said that was a good at bat. This is a good at bat, whether it's a hit or not, just on the approach that Jacoby used right there. Stayed back, just let it come to him, used his hands to right center field for a knock.
Kristen Stewart over his last 5. First pitch swinging and fouling it away.
Let's take a look at Jacoby right here. Look at, he just lets it, doesn't jump out at it, puts the barrel on the ball. And you'll notice the good hitters do that not only on fastballs, but on breaking balls and off-speed pitches. The great hitters, they stay disciplined. They don't ever really jump and pull off with that front shoulder.
They don't try to pull everything, do they?
No.
Who's the best to ever do that? I thought Rod Carew was phenomenal at that.
Rod Carew stayed inside it all the time. But I think there's a time you have to pull as well.
Sure. Of course, he didn't have a whole lot of power, but still one of the greatest hitters of all time. Wade Boggs was really good at it. Curveball missed outside. And of course, Tony Gwynn, too. Don't let me forget that.
Yeah, Gwynn was good. I'd love to watch George Brett hit. He had a totally different hitting style, really. He was taught by Charlie Lau, who had a different philosophy, really, than many of the.
What was that philosophy? What made it unique?
Well, the way he moved to and through the ball. Just the whole setup. And I was always kind of taught to try and wait, let the ball come to you, and just put the barrel on the ball. Well, George Brett was a way better hitter than I was, and mostly everybody else too. But Charlie Lau just, remember the.
Look out! Could be his first homer as a pro. It is!
Boy, Stewie. Now in this replay, we'll see Lopez rushes. It's almost really a buck. He comes down, doesn't set. He's trying to rush because of Jacoby Jones. Makes a mistake over the plate, and Stewie takes care of business.
Hey, what kind of relief is that for a guy who hit 25 bombs in the minors this year, 23 at Toledo, to get that first one out of the way? Castellanos going the other way. We could be tied, and we are! Just like that, number 22 leaves the yard for the Tigers' best hitter and slugger, and we're squared at 3.
Well, here's the Stewie pitch right here. As I said, Lopez was rushing, and Stewie went up and out over the plate. Here's a good side swing, full extension for his first homer as a Tiger in the bigs.
Not bad.
And then Nick comes up, Nicolas Castellanos, and he tracks everything on the first pitch, doesn't he? He doesn't miss him.
So good. Really enjoyable to watch him play this year, and it's been enjoyable watching this young man grow game by game. 356 feet for Stewart, 359 for Castellanos.
Now let's take a look at Nicolas Castellanos right here. He's coming in. Looks like a hanger. He just sees it. Look at him. Were we talking about something off speed? This little guy likes it. And so does Stewie. But we were talking about the discipline of good hitters, right? Going the other way, Shep. And there you just saw it. Hanging slider. Nick didn't try and pull it.
He's done that really well all season, hasn't he? Going the other way.
Look at him going over to Stewie. That's awesome.
Love
Good
it.
teammate.
Yeah. One a relief that it's finally come, and the other is kind of oh hum. Right?
Gonna keep talking about it, affirm that moment. Remember, you might have to retrieve it someday the way that felt in this game.
Martinez giving Lopez everything he can handle and then some.
Good job, Victor. He's got a piece of it. Look, that bat's been around a little while.
I think so.
Love bats like that. Victor doesn't get sawed off too much, so he gets to keep his bats.
Squares him up pretty good, even on outs. Tough pitch to take. Great eye.
Veteran move right there. He knows the strike zone. Adrian Johnson, a veteran umpire as well.
Stroke to right center. Got to get down and up the alley, and it will. Martinez heads to second. A stand-up double. The Tigers are relentless early.
Gotta like it. That's 4 straight great at bats. And this is some type of. You saw Victor motion for the wall. Look at, he gets that barrel down and in. Doesn't come around it. Easy double.
What a beautiful shot that was against the Detroit downtown night sky. Watching that find the right center field gap.
Well, while we are waiting, let's take a look at the Royals starting defense. Brian Goodwin in left, Brett Phillips in center with Jorge Bonifacio in right. Alcides Escobar has moved over from shortstop to third base to make room for Adalberto Mondesi, who's at short. Rossi Herrera at second. Hunter Dozier at first. And Salvador Perez is catching Jorge Lopez.
Lopez and Phillips, the center fielder, coming over from Milwaukee in the deal that sent Mike Moustakas to the Brewers. Aducey goes the other way. Good play by the shortstop, and Victor Martinez is just stuck. And he'll get tagged out easily. Nice play by Mondesi.
Yeah, Victor didn't think he'd get it. I think if he would have kept going, he may have had a shot. Mondesi really laid out on this. He's been doing it from we hear. Closed fast, didn't he?
Victor Martinez like a deer in the middle of the road at night.
With lights in it.
Right,
yeah.
right. Here's Ronnie Rodriguez looking for his first hit against the Royals this year. 2-0 to Rodriguez.
Lopez kind of feeling he got jumped early. Jacoby with the single, home run by Stewart.
Castellanos on the first pitch.
And then Vimar jumped in for a double. And that slider is not very sharp right now. Hopefully the Tigers will continue to add on here in the first.
First ever appearance against the Tigers. 3-0 now. Finally got one over.
Don't see many players swing 3-0. Some get it, get the green light, some don't, but a lot of guys don't like to do it.
What was your philosophy on that as a manager? Sure wouldn't have a guy like this swing 3-0.
Ronnie?
No.
Absolutely.
Really? He does. Jacks one to left center. Gets some legs off the wall. A Ducey's going to score. And Rodriguez, no, a stand-up double.
Actually,
Ducey's going to have to hustle back to third.
I mean, Ronnie's got pop, right? So I just like it. He's did a good job there getting one what I call keyhole. It's right down the middle.
That's right on a platter, huh?
Yeah. And he took it and ate it.
So close to a third homer in the inning.
Look where Ducey is right there. He definitely would score.
Absolutely.
That's one of those rules. Lopez is not liking what's going on. The Tigers.
No, he's not. He's thrown 20 pitches, given up 5 hits, 4 extra base knocks, and 3 runs, and he's not out of it. Griner straightaway center field. Phillips to his left. A sac fly for the Tigers catcher, and Detroit has pushed in front.
Well, Tigers really ready to hit early, getting some quality pitches. Oh no, Matt Boyd's digging that, huh?
It's like a shot of adrenaline. Lugo jumps on the first pitch. That'll be gobbled up right at the bag. But the Tigers, for the 5th time this year, go back-to-back. Stewart and then Castellanos on the very next offering. That's the DT Energy Know Your Own Power. And the Tigers flexing their muscle on a Thursday night. Tigers, of their 5 hits, 4 for extra bases. They already have 2 homers. If they combine for 3 or more, Bring in a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries. You can find a copy of the box score in your newspaper or on the Tigers page at foxsportsdetroit.com. Alcides Escobar, Brian Goodwin, and Brett Phillips due up for Kansas City. You know Matthew Boyd loved the offensive support. A little shot of adrenaline after having it go off the rails a little bit in the first. Nice pitch to make it 1-2. Yeah. What does that do for a pitcher, Gibby? I mean, am I right in the adrenaline, or?
Well, absolutely. I think he struggled a little bit in the first inning. Things didn't go well. I don't feel like he had his rhythm like he. Well, we've been talking about his last 10 games, right?
Yeah.
It's been great. He's loves this mound. He pitches better in Comerica. He's going out there expect everything to be perfect, right? He just wants to pick that feeling up, and it didn't happen. But I think he did a really good job of staying patient, getting out of that inning, let his team come back on him, and that's a great feeling.
Threw 30 pitches in that first frame, 22 of them for strikes. It's not like he was wild. Remember, there was an error in that inning. A base hit to left center. Jones is going to try and cut it off. Escobar, hard turn to second. Good throw by Jones, but not in time. And like Kansas City did in the first, they lead off the second with a double. Both teams with their hitting shoes on tonight.
It's just a little two-seamer. He's trying to get down the way. Doesn't sink as much as he wants it to. And Escobar. On his way. That was Herrera, I'm sorry. It was Escobar.
Goodwin takes a first pitch strike. Goodwin came over from Washington. Made his Royals debut against the Tigers earlier this year at Kauffman Stadium.
Just think of Boyd's last start. He was really pounding it. All of his pitches had good life, good finish.
Yeah, he had 7
a lot of swings and misses.
Yeah, he was in Cleveland. And then he gave up those back-to-back homers, remember? Encarnacion and Donaldson touched him for a homer apiece.
That's after he'd given up one hit up to that point.
Yeah, and that made it 2-2, remember? It was the first hit for Josh Donaldson there at Progressive Field. 3-1 to Goodwin.
No, Escobar likes to steal. Only 8 steals this year and 2 caught. But remember, when they get an out, Matt Boyd's going to have to keep him in check.
Hammered to right center field. Castellanos looks up, and that ball is gone.
Both pitchers getting behind in the count, and it's costing them. Kid's strong. Boy, is he strong, huh? Real short, quick swing. Cardy's going to ask him to check to see if that was in fact a home run. It hit and bounced over. Maybe a double.
Oh, I thought it hit one of the seats. I thought for sure that was gone.
I think it hit the yellow line and went out. It's a little ledge up there. Oh, it hit his hand. Did he reach over? It looked like it was over the wall.
Yeah, it looked like it hit the top of the wall.
Well, but it hit his hands first, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, yeah.
So he's
right through it.
He's asking, did he reach over and interfere? That ball went over the wall if he doesn't touch it with his hands. another look at it right here. It was over either way in my view.
I think so. Goodwin doesn't seem too worried about it. Brian Gorman is our crew chief. He'll get the official word and let us know. Number 2 on the year for Brian Goodwin. And the Royals surge back in front. Remember, this is a Kansas City team that has hit now 35 homers since August 22nd. Only the Yankees and A's have hit more. And remember who the Yankees and A's have. The A's have perhaps the most prolific home run hitter of the year in Chris Davis. And the Yankees have a ton of power in their lineup. So that'll tell you. Considering this, the Royals were dead last at the All-Star break in home runs with 78. They were 29th in slugging percentage at the All-Star break. They have taken off with extra base power and home run power. That one traveled 401 feet from Brian Goodwin. Time now for StatCast AI, powered by AWS.
Well, you can see, it looks like you can only really have 3 guys over there. Although I did see Joe Madden put 5 guys on the infield, 4 on one side. But Matt Boyd,
nobody else has done that, though, have they?
No, Matt Boyd struggled a little bit with his location. I think if you've got your pitcher who can really hit his spots, you can get away with that.
When a pitcher's not hitting his spots, when he doesn't look comfortable, like Matthew Boyd has since the All-Star break, really, how do you get him through it? Tapper to second. Lugo, good exchange to get him.
Well, that's good. Making the plays. It's all about footwork. When he gets that glove down there, there's kind of a nice short hop. Like you talked about the quick exchange. Middle infielders really got to work on throwing on the run, that exchange, and getting a good grip.
And the short armed throw doesn't have to bring it all the way back like a buggy whip. He just brings it back and gets rid of it quickly. Ron Gardenhire has talked about that a lot. Not just the footwork with his middle infielders, but on a play like that, a short armed throw.
Well, he's running to his, straight ahead to the left of the bag.
Muirfield's second hit of the night just eats up Matthew Boyd, man. I mean, 12 for 25 in his career against Boyd. Those are gaudy numbers, aren't they?
They are. They're gonna get some action. At some point when you're a manager, you just say, enough. We're gonna cut him off right here and maybe bring him back one more time. Now at the Tigers, I think he may be scheduled to throw the final game of the year. They do have an off day, so he may not pitch, but I got to believe they want to see one more time out of him. Matt's going to have to throw over to first quite a bit because Muirfield is going to want to run. 5-4 game here in the top of the second.
There's Zach Reininger in the Tigers bullpen. Yeah, you and I were talking with Ron Gardenhire before the game about the stolen bases against Matthew Boyd this year. Teams are now 16 of 18 against him after Muirfield stole third.
In his previous years, he's picked several of them off, but for some reason they've discovered got a lot of cameras on you now. They slow it down. They go side by side.
Gardenhire says you just guess against lefties. Do you agree with that?
Some do, yeah. I mean, you do. There's some guys you can read. Like I said before, I look at the toe on the rubber from a lefty. Many lefties, when they throw to first, it comes up.
3 in the first, 2 more here in the second for Kansas City. Both thanks to home runs. Yanked foul.
Boy, they're really very aggressive, the Royals, getting the bat head out, not trying for singles. I think if you're Whit Merrifield, you're a base stealer, you're thinking about, is he going to throw over it? When is he not? You're trying to set him up. You know he wants to go. I would say more 2 outs for sure.
Popped up foul.
Good slide step by Boyd right there.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's what Ron Gardenhire told us before the game. They're not stealing on his slide step.
They're supposed to shut it down. So if you're thinking about going and the pitcher slide steps you, got to shut it down.
So you put the brakes on. You do not steal when
you
that
just
happens.
stop.
Right back up the box. Another hard hit ball by Kansas City.
It's going to be it. That ball right there was right down the heart of the plate. Matt's at 54 pitches here in the top of the second. There's no reason to go any further.
That's an ugly stare right there. Does not want to come out. Ron Gardenhire talking it over, though. He's already made the move to Zach Reininger. Short night for Detroit's most consistent pitcher this year. Limited edition backpacks that contain a collection of the 1968 commemorative items in addition to a mystery 8x10 autograph photo and limited edition Childhood Cancer Awareness Month bow tie. To purchase a backpack, text the word Tigers to 52182 or call 313-471-2026. All that right here in this good-looking backpack. I'm going to reach in here and
Did you get one yet?
Let me give one to you. Let me
Did
give you something
one?
here. I'm going to give you this. You like that?
He didn't hear me.
I didn't get one yet. No, I heard you. What do you think? I have the
got
84.
mine.
I have the 84 one.
I'm already in.
You're already in. I've
I'm
already
in for
had
my bag of goodies, but it's towards a good cause, so let's do it.
Yeah, let me just say this. I have this one in my basement, the 1984 World Championship banner. I like this 68 one. And you know what I'm having here? Let me see if I can find these socks. I think are pretty cool. Be a good little kind of a fun present, maybe a Christmas.
I got size 13, so would it fit?
Sure. Uh-oh. High fly ball, left field. Wynn's going to yank this one down for Kristen Stewart. Zach Reininger is the new Tigers pitcher. And this is his 15th appearance, Gibby. Wallside Windows brings you our pitching change.
Yeah, he's getting his feet wet. He's throwing some good outings here as of late. All these things happen when you're young like that. You come in, you get an appearance. Maybe you got the shakes. That's the first time. Hopefully you get the game ball. The second time it gets a little better, and then it just keeps getting better. Matt Boyd not liking his outing, but welcome to the big leagues again. It's just what it happens, and he's been throwing the ball as good as anybody, and it didn't work out. Couldn't get it where he wanted. It didn't appear to have much life on his pitches. His location wasn't there like it's been in the past, and I looked in the first inning, and as a manager, I said, this may be one of those nights when you say enough.
Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah, you called it. Reininger delivers, and Perez launches one, but Stewart is there. A lot of hard hit balls here in the second as well. Kansas City back in front by 1.
By pitch first inning, it started good for the Tigers. Jacoby gets a pitch up. Another pitch up by Kristen Stewart, and Nick, the hanger, he goes as well. And Jorge Lopez is feeling what Matt Boyd was feeling. The Tigers hopefully can continue to hammer those mistakes by Lopez. Tigers trail now 5-4.
9-1 and 2 due up for the Tigers here in the second. See if they can respond like they did in the bottom half of the first. Cosmo playing against the Royals for the first time this season as a Tiger. Cosmo to center. Phillips hustling in. That's going to drop. And Cosmo, good base running.
Great read right there by Pete. Played it perfect, read it, and finished it with a good slide. One off the end of the bat. You see he's running pretty good out of the box. Good turn. Sees it's not caught.
I think he also noticed Mondesi was late getting to the bag.
Did you see Muirfield push him and say, throw it?
Third double of the year for Pete Cosmo.
We were talking to Rex Hudler, the announcer, the play-by-play over there with Kansas City. He said that he felt like Mondesi was maybe a Lindor.
He is.
That's pretty high praise.
Yeah, that's what he feels like. He feels like he's a franchise player at short.
Got power, got speed. Good arm. Plays shortstop. The third most important on the field position by our crack survey.
Other than pitchers, is what you were saying. Remember? Catcher first, then short, then center. 1-1 to Jones. Ripped to left field. Cosma is going to be held by Dave Clark at third base.
Here's the 1-800 call Sam called the game last at bat. Kristen Stewart was looking for his first home run. Jacoby Jones gets on. And Stewie just over the wall for his first home run. 2-run home run. That feels good. Smiles. Weight off the back. And here he goes again, first and third, with the chance to add more.
Sure doesn't look like Lopez is fooling many Tigers hitters.
No, nothing's very sharp.
No.
Stewie right here, he's going to want to get something up out over the heart of the plate like his home run.
First hit went 356 feet. Royals get that bullpen stirring. In tight to Stewart on the first offering.
Now, if it's 3-0 count, if it does go to 3-0, I'd give him the green light. Doesn't mean you have to swing.
Just means that you have the option. You have the ability to do that.
And I think my feeling was you have to give him the green light to see how they react to it.
Another one hit deep to right.
That's
way back. Get out of here. See ya. Kansas City needs to go to the bullpen after just 30 pitches and another Kristen Stewart bomb. Kristen Stewart
does a great job. He's got the 2-0 count, looking for something right down the middle, and he gets it. And look at, he's right on time. StatCast projects this at 403 feet. 102.5 off the exit velocity, 36 degrees. This is fun, huh? That's what Stewie's saying. This is fun.
It sure wasn't fun for Jorge Lopez. I can promise you that. He had given up 3 home runs on the year He's given up 3 home runs on 30 pitches on this Thursday night in Detroit. He makes way for Glenn Sparkman, who makes his 14th appearance in a wall-side windows pitching change for Kansas City. Opponents seem to have figured him out this year, batting .314 and an ERA at almost 5. First batter he gets, Nicolas Castellanos.
Boy, surprised
Solo
Nick
job
took
last
there.
time. I thought he'd swing at the first pitch, huh?
Yeah, he usually does. I mean, just trying to jump in, but probably hasn't seen Sparkman, so did the right thing. And so I'm going to see a release point, see a couple pitches right here. Then I'll let her go. Sparkman just about 50% fastballs, 94 sliders. Does have a change. Tigers got to keep it going. 7-5. We're only in the bottom of the second.
Arby's fries in the second inning. When's the last time that happened?
What do we get for another 3?
A double dip going the opposite way into the corner. That's a fair ball. That's going to bounce around. And Castellanos legging for 3. Makes it easily.
See if they give this a straight triple. Bonifacio had trouble in the corner. Nick gets out. Nice long leg trip around the base. Look at this, hit something and it went right by Bonifacio.
Yeah, that's a triple for sure.
Watch Nick gets out of the bench, out of the box. Nice long strides. It might look like Nick's not running full speed, but that's a great way to just run long legs, long strides, relax, good form, and you go just as fast.
And the arm's pumping, right? What did you say to us yesterday?
That makes
How do
your
you gain
legs
that
go.
speed, right?
Chance for Victor to get in the action.
How about another multi-hit game for Nicolas Castellanos? That's 53 on the year, Gibby. That is 3rd most. Only JD Martinez and Francisco Lindor have more.
And he's got a triple and a home run in his first 2 at-bats.
What are you thinking?
You know what I'm thinking.
Cycle. This one. Yanked, and that's another fair ball. Victor Martinez has 1 double tonight, and he's going to have his 2nd. This one drives in a run.
Well, Victor gets this down and in. It looks like a changeup. Not fooled. Right on the line. Just inside. Look at the bat boy getting out of the way there. Weimart with his 3/4 long leg around the base, so he's in safely. That's 2 doubles for Weimart.
Batting better than .340 against the Royals this year, Victor Martinez. Jim Adducey. Remember, he hit it hard last time up, but Mondesi made a wonderful play in the hole at short and caught Victor Martinez in between 2nd and 3rd. Back up the middle. An easy play for Sparkman. Finally 1 down. Kristen Stewart has done something Tiger hasn't done in a long time. Hit his 1st and 2nd career homers in the same game. What do you think? The last guy to do it. Never would have gotten that.
In 2006,
Cleveland, yeah. Wow. There's a lot of Tiger fans going right now. I don't remember him playing with an Old English D.
I remember him. But how would you know? I mean,
yeah,
that's a really arbitrary.
Ronnie Rodriguez to short.
Doesn't get him in.
Nope. Mondesi able to hold Victor Martinez. Somebody else maybe a little different story. More extra base hits than outs so far tonight between the two teams.
Lots of offense.
That's
Fireworks.
a wild stat right there, isn't it? Austin Drake is just working overtime like nobody's business in the truck. His head is spinning. So are all the pitchers so far on the night.
Well, if you're in the bullpen out there, be ready.
The Tigers have 10 hits and we're not through 2 yet.
That's okay with me. Nothing but time when it's this way. We were in Cleveland last week on the other end of a deal like this. That wasn't fun. But the Royals are pretty gamey.
Yeah, I can't emphasize enough how they've been hitting the tar out of the ball since the All-Star break. Griner through the hole, you betcha. RBI single for Grayson Griner, his 11th RBI of the year, and the Tigers make it a 4-run lead. Now, as you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in tonight's game, and you've got plenty of options so far on this night. And have one for us because it's been a good one.
Tigers have to remember Kansas City has 5 runs, 3 are unearned, so just got to go out there and play good defense after we get done hitting. Not trying to be a party killer, but it's just how my mind works. You got to think ahead.
I don't think you've ever been a party killer.
Big hit by Griner, picking up Ronnie Rodriguez and Jim Bedusi.
Just his second career hit against the Royals. Lugo watches it sail outside, 1-1.
Wasn't many years ago where Kansas City had totally had a dominant pitching staff and bullpen especially.
Lugo fouls it away. That was after a very difficult time in Royals history in which they lost 100 games 3 straight years before they end up going to the playoffs in back-to-back seasons, winning a world championship. This year they have lost 100 on the nose coming into the game tonight. 5th time that's happened in franchise history. Lugo's done, and so are the Tigers, but they bounce right back. They up the tally. They had 4 in the first, 5 in the second, and Kristen Stewart is making everybody head turn here at Comerica. Right now, just thinking my team has 10 hits. We have a 4-run lead, 9 runs, My young left fielder's got a couple of homers in as many at bats, and I don't think I'm comfortable yet.
I guess you answered your own question there. But it's exactly what he's thinking. I mean, he's got to have his guard up. You always do. Stewie, he's feeling really good about any ball that comes to him right now. Confidence abounds.
More RBIs here tonight in 2 innings than he's had the entire year in a Detroit uniform. Bonifacio got things rolling for Kansas City. He hit that 3-run homer in the first to give the Royals a 3-0 lead before Detroit counterpunched with 4 in their half of the first. Kansas City plated 2 in the second, and the Tigers exploded for 5 more.
And Reiniger on the mound's thinking, I got to get a couple more innings in here so I can suck this win up if the Tigers can hang on. Matt Boyd, remember, only went an inning and a third, 6 hits, and gave up 5 runs. 2 of them were earned.
Through just 54 pitches. The starters combined, Gibby, through just 84 pitches.
But all of his previous starts, the last 10, really have been 90, high 90s to 100. So again, I think Gardy recognized this just wasn't his night. Got him out of there smartly. You get to the end of the year, managers, pitching coaches, trainers, you got players that tell you about things, and they got players that won't tell you about things. Like Matt Boyd wants to finish strong. He wanted to throw a complete game tonight. He wants to throw 200 innings. That's very important.
Slapped his short. Boy, what a play by Cosma. Did you see that take a nasty hop? Watch this glove work right here by Pete Cosma.
He's down low to the ground. Watch how low he is, and the ball comes up on him. He's got it out to the side, and he's got that arm. Is he on the bag?
No, he's not.
They waved it off, I think. They waved it off.
Surprising.
Anyway, I was talking about the pitchers, and I had this happen to young Patrick Corbin. We were getting ready to go to Australia the next year. He wanted to pitch. He said he felt fine. We let him pitch. We came back the next spring. No indication of anything, never in the training room. And one day, his UCL goes. It's his last inning before we went to Australia to open the season. And that's the kind of things that happen when you get fatigued. So you got to watch it. At the same time, you got to push. So it's a fine line that you have to go. I know Matt Boyd would be a guy who would push rather than, I guess, play it safe. Got a lot to prove. He's got a lot of pride. So smart for Gardy to get him out.
Herrera flew out to center to end the first. Slow roller. Good job by Reiniger to get off the bag. Had to hustle it to first, and they barely got the out.
He was hauling off that mound. Got in a little bit of a hurry. Pete took it, did a little peekaboo right before he got it. Dropped it, and then quickly. Watch, this is very athletic right here to Ducey.
You know, that's not always an easy catch, is it?
No, that got on him pretty quick. Look at Ducey, see how he's got his legs bent? That's smart. You can't just stand up there tall. Good play, good recovery. Pretty fast off that mound.
Yeah, not bad. Pulls the string on the first pitch to Escobar. Doubled and scored to lead off the second. Escobar batting .364 in his last 2 seasons here at Comerica Park. Those numbers will go up. He's now 2 for 2 on the night. Stay tuned to Tigers Live following the game, where we will select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game. It's presented by McDonald's. Just taking a guess that Kristen Stewart's the early leader. But Nicolas Castellanos, remember, he's homered and tripled. Not often do you homer and triple and take a back seat to anybody.
Yeah, but homer. That's like having a size straight, but then you having the flush.
Right.
You're sitting in there all confident.
Yeah,
you got
right.
that. You got that straight.
You've played some Texas Hold'em, haven't you, my
No,
friend?
not much.
No,
but I know the value of certain things.
Also like having a lay down loner in euchre and having somebody call it just before you. What? Goodwin went yard his first time up. Second is a Royal, 5th on the year. It was a 2-run blast and gave Kansas City a short-lived 5-4 lead.
Goodwin was a first-round pick of the Nationals way back in 2011.
Two and one to him.
It's amazing if you just follow the path. We were talking about how guys got to the big leagues a couple days ago in our telecast.
Yeah, that was fun.
And you have to have a lot of determination and perseverance. The road is not always very clear.
Jumped on it late, 2-2.
Goodwin struggled his last 7 games. Hitting 158.
4 for 6 this year against the Tigers, though. Not bad.
It's amazing how certain teams just make you feel better at the plate.
Got him looking there. Reiniger does a nice job bouncing back. Finally, a scoreless frame. What's going to happen?
Zach Reiniger comes in and does a good job. Look at, he gets a little from his pitching coach, says, I think Salty wants to talk to you. Look at, he looks confused. Something's going on down there. Salty being a rookie. We don't have the ending, but we'll find out. Done a good job.
He might have noticed something, huh, in his delivery?
Maybe him tipping pitches. Good guess. But so far, Zach's done a heck of a job. Inning in 2/3, only 1 hit and a strikeout.
Griner looking at his cheat sheet. Saltalamacchia, a lot of people feel like will be a very good manager someday.
Well, he's a catcher, that's for sure, and catchers have the reputation of being good managers, and there are many of them out there. And he played in AAA most of the year this year.
Sure did.
Probably get ready to move to the next progression in the game, and you got to really like the game to be a coach and put the time in for a manager, because it is tougher.
Jam job for Cosma, and it's tracked down nicely by the second baseman, Herrera. Trevor Thompson's all about Comerica Park, and he's with the Detroit Tigers Foundation night. James McCann's lovely wife is with him. Trev?
Thanks, Matt. I'm here with Jessica McCann, and she's with the rest of the Tigers' wives, and they were selling up to 200 commemorative backpacks tonight. How are sales going so far, Jessica?
It's been going really great so far. I think we have maybe about 80 backpacks left, so it was really hot at the beginning of the game, but we need people to keep calling, so it's going well.
And it's all for the Tigers Foundation. How important is the Tigers Foundation and the wives helping out in that regard to raise funds?
It's great. We love to take part with the Tigers Foundation. They do lots of things in the Detroit area just to enhance lives through baseball. Just give back through the game that we all love. It's really fun.
It is a lot of fun, and Matt, these things are selling pretty cool items inside, so call and get yours now, everybody. The number's on the screen. Back to you guys.
All right, Trev, thanks. Gibby's got his. I'm waiting for mine. Jacoby Jones, 2-1.
It says 55 left.
That's it?
That's it. So they're
not many calls. 313-471-2026. Or a lot of people like to text these days. So text Tigers. Doesn't have to be all caps. 52182. Young folks are all about texting, aren't they?
Some of the old folks do a pretty good job at it too.
Yeah, you're not bad. Grounder to short. Mondesi with nice range.
Jacoby got down the line pretty good there, but his feet didn't line up. Had to do a little stutter step, may have cost him. He's had a good game, a couple knocks. His first two at bats, a couple of runs. Here comes Kristen Stewart. Can he do it again?
How do you stay within yourself here and not try to do it again?
Yeah, you know what? What happens? You don't want to go too far. You know, obviously he's feeling good up there. They're going to stay away from him this time. They know that he can turn on the ball. But sometimes you feel so good and you get a little greedy and it can go the other way on you. So this is part of the challenge of being an everyday player.
Technically, he has 27 homers this year. 2 in rookie ball on a rehab assignment. 23 in Toledo. And 2 here tonight.
I know which 2 are his favorite.
So do I. That one's not hard to figure out. 3-0.
No, I saw some negotiating going on out in the outfield. We're going to bring that to you here at some point.
Yeah, you want that first home run ball back.
Yep.
Trevor Thompson's on the case. Swinging 3-0. Going the opposite way. But for the first time tonight, either team is retired in order. You're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Limited edition backpacks that contain a collection of the 1968 commemorative items in addition to a mystery 8x10 autographed photo and limited edition Childhood Cancer Awareness Month bow tie. To purchase a backpack, text the word Tigers to 52182. That's Tigers to 52182 or call 313-471-2026. There are only 57 backpacks left. And who knows, maybe the picture you find in your backpack
is Shep.
Oh no, you'd throw that right back. Would be Kirk Gibson.
Shut up.
You know, I was looking through some
that
stuff.
Wouldn't be a mystery.
I was looking through some stuff the other day, and I've got the poster of your home run in the World Series of the Free Press.
Yeah.
I still have it.
There's a few of them out there.
Oh, it's awesome. It's not hung up anywhere, but I still have it. I want you to know.
It's a poster, or is it a picture?
It's an enlarged picture.
Trying to make sure that my transaction went through.
To buy the backpack?
I'm in.
Nice.
No, I just was verifying that it got through the first time.
Brett Phillips, first time, grounded to second. 3-1 to him. They like this kid's potential. Has a lot of room to grow at the plate, but defensively, he's already there.
He's got a rocket arm, doesn't he?
He does.
Say they
covers a lot of ground too.
Over 100 miles an hour coming out of the hand.
3-2. Muirfield's been a pain in the tail tonight. He's on deck. Royals swept by the Pirates before coming here. All 3 games decided by a run. $14 runs, 18 hits combined. First inning and change took an hour and 5 minutes. But there were a lot of highlights. That's a highlight for Zach Reininger. 1 down. Let's welcome in Craig Monroe. Craig, do you like these games with all these homers and the heavy sticks, or are you more of a pitcher's duel type of guy?
No, I love offense, offense, offense. And the boys said, be quiet. All this talk about, oh, they're swinging at pitches out of the zone. They're not having quality at bats. Well, what a difference a day makes, because this series started off extremely well against the Kansas City Royals. Guys, they have put together some great at-bats. It's exciting to see.
Are the great at-bats because of the hard contact they've made, or because you like the pitch selection in which they're swinging?
It's the pitch selection in which they're swinging. I also like the direction. Jacoby Jones, for me, started it out. Got a pitch he could handle out over the plate. He didn't pull off the baseball, drove it the opposite way. Nick Castellanos hit a breaking ball the opposite way for a homer. So they can just tell the boys are thinking up the middle, and they're getting themselves some good favorable hitting counts, and they're not missing today.
Yeah, favorable hitting counts with nice hangers, but they've done a heck of a job executing it. Like you say, the approach, Simo, the backspin, and it seems like it's one of those nights. Simo, you've been in the ballpark before when people hit like line drives and they turn into home runs. Is this one of those nights? It's just flying?
Well, a little bit. It's a little humid down here, so the balls tend to fly when it's heated up like this. But Gabe, you know, as an offensive player, I mean, hitting home runs and barreling up the baseball, that's fun. It's exciting, and everybody in the dugout gets excited. And then hitting becomes contagious. And that seems to be the case really for both sides, because both of these teams are swinging the bat well.
Guys, how does that affect the pitchers? I mean, pitchers can't pitch scared, but they can tell guys are locked in here tonight.
Well, you can tell guys they're not trying to make mistakes over the heart of the plate. They start to nibble a little bit, but that's also, Shep, when they get themselves in trouble. You have to trust your stuff. You have to stay on the attack, even when you see this kind of offense explosion.
Watch out, Muirfield. I think he'll go.
Already a stolen base. He might just put 4 fingers up and say, Whit Merrifield, go ahead and take first base. He's 3 for 3. I know he plays for the opposition, but I know both you guys like his style. You like the way he plays the game, don't you?
Absolutely. He's gritty. He hustles all the time. No, they're down 9-5. He's not going to, that's why in my mind saying, watch this guy. Sometimes you can kind of fall asleep and think that they're going to just wait for a home run. Merrifield's the guy that's going to push the envelope.
He's a gamer for me, Shep. No matter the score, he's going to get after it, not only on defense in the batter's box, and obviously with his legs, he can change a game. So, yeah, you have to keep your eye on him.
To left, Stewart with a long run, still tracking and making the grab in fair territory.
Boy, Stewie. Running pretty good out there, Simo. Good route.
Yeah, I've been watching him pretty close, Gibby, since he's got to the big leagues. And everybody talked about it before he got to the big leagues that, defense was something that he would have to work on. But I've watched him, and he seems to take some really good routes. He has pretty good speed, and he has some awareness. We saw him rob a home run, and this him going out and making a play. I mean, he ran a long way for that ball, and if you're not on the balls of your feet, that ball will start to bounce, Gibby, as you know.
Yeah.
And that's when you make the mistake. But I like that he stayed on the balls of his feet. Yes, it still almost popped out of there, but again, it's 2 outs now in the top of the 4th inning. So I like that about this young man, Kristen Stewart.
Now, do you remember a time when maybe you were a little nervous or you were a little uncomfortable in the outfield and you hit 2 home runs and all of a sudden you felt really good?
Well, yeah, well, anytime you have the kind of offensive night that he's had already, there's a lot of excitement, Gibby. But on the defense, I tried to always split it up. I never really tried to think about my hitting, defense while I was hitting, or vice versa. I really enjoyed playing the outfield, and I felt like coming through the minor leagues, that was probably more of my strong suit before I became a better hitter.
It's got to be challenging to try and separate the two, especially if you're in a slump.
I think it is when you're younger anyway. There's a lot of other factors that go into how you react to any given situation. But I know when you hit 2 home runs, you're not thinking about any bobbles in the outfield.
Dozier straight away. Jones got a good jump on it. It's carrying though, and it's gone over the shrubs, straight away center field. That was hit a ton.
That's what I'm telling you, it's one of those days. He hit it hard, but normally they don't carry out like that. I mean, he made that park look small here, down and away. Strong man there.
Guys, I felt like that ball was trouble off the bat. It jumped off the bat. He stayed right down and threw that baseball, Gibby. Stay behind it. And we talked about the humidity. The ball's flying tonight because that's where the big boys play. Dead center.
That makes everybody go, wow. 439 feet.
This is just low in the zone. 6'4", 230 pounds. Pounds it. 106 off on the exit. It's one of those nights. Got to try and get it on the ground if you can. He was a first-round pick back in 2013. Coming on late. I was talking to Rex Hudler the first time in Kansas City. He said he wasn't sure, but he was just over here bragging about him tonight.
Yeah, he was. Buck Farmer is in. He'll face Salvador Perez. And this wall side windows pitching change.
See, the guys are getting a lot of time lately, don't you, Shep? Buck Farmer's a guy. All the young guys. Gardy wants to see what they can do.
It is a constant evaluation, fellas. And that's why, as Gibby, you've preached so many times during our telecasts, and Simo, you have echoed those same sentiments on Tigers Live, that you can't give up. You've got to stay focused and prove yourself every time out.
Well, there's always somebody waiting to take that job. And so, yeah, you have to continue to really have the right mindset and trust yourself, even when things are not going well, which is very difficult to do.
Things aren't going well. You got to pick yourself up off the mat. Hopefully you got a buddy to help you if you need the help.
To third, Rodriguez, long throw. Great scoop by Adduci. But Kansas City hits their third homer of the night. They crawl to within 2.
Here at the bottom of the fourth, and I'm with Kevin Wozniak of Pontiac, and he is the answer to the trivia question: who caught Kristen Stewart's first home run ball? And Kevin, tell me about catching the ball. I know you got a little exchange for it as the Tigers came up and made that gift exchange for you. What went on?
Right on. Yep. Bounced almost the seat you were right in and got a hold of it and kept a good grab on it.
Obviously, he wants the ball back. That would be special to him. So what did the Tigers give you in trade for you returning it to him? Tell me what's in the bag.
There's a pennant, couple bobbleheads, a jersey, some socks. Let me see. What else? So cup and stuff. And plus, after the game, they're going to give me a signed ball by Kristen Stewart.
That'll be all worth it then, won't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I understand you got another ball and you gifted it to a young man close to you in your section over here.
Yep, right over there. Young kid, seen all the action, so just wanted to share the excitement, you know, hand him a ball.
There's been some action over here in this section tonight. What do you think of all the homers flying out of the yard tonight?
I don't know. I should have had the other one hit over here too, but, you know, another guy made a nice catch right next to me, so. And then Christian hit his second home run just a little left of me, so they're flying out tonight.
You told me that's not the first ball you've caught at a ball game, huh?
No, I don't know. I'm like a ball magnet, you know. I don't know what it is. They just follow me around. So, you know, if Tigers want to have any guys, bring them on up and hit their first home run. I'll be out here.
The way they're flying out tonight, guys, that doesn't seem unrealistic at all. Back to you.
I assume he's not moving, right, Trev?
No, he's not moving at all. Right. This is the spot.
No,
but apparently balls follow him wherever he goes, so maybe he'll move around and spread the love around the ballpark tonight. Who knows?
Trev, when he goes to negotiate, when he goes to meet Stewie, he's got to ask for a bat, too. Come on.
He'd be saying when you go to negotiate post-game, you want a Kristen Stewart signed bat, too, and maybe a team signed bat, you know. Up the ante.
You know, I don't know. I just wanted him to have his first ball. I've been around baseball my whole life, and I know what it would be like
Guess
to
he
have
didn't
your
like my
first home
suggestion.
run. I don't know what that would be like, but I'm sure it would. It's just the right thing to do. You know what I mean?
There's a guy with a big heart, Gibby.
That's great. Thank you.
Trev, we need,
right, guys?
Trev, you and I, we need Gibby to negotiate the contracts for us.
We sure do. We need an agent or something.
He's not afraid to go
Maybe
in.
Kevin needs an agent, too. He's selling himself short out here.
Right on.
Remember those years when those guys were hitting all those milestone home runs and balls going for 100,000 a
Yeah,
pop?
right.
I'm just saying I thought it was a little light. That's all. Just trying to. But you know, I'm not dissing anybody. But you got to go for a little more when you got it in your pocket. You got the power. You got to get what you can get.
Trev, ask Kev if he has any signed baseball, Tigers baseball paraphernalia at home. Wondering if he's got anything.
Yeah, Kevin,
like
of all those balls you've collected along the way, or maybe you've been to a merchandise show or something like that, any other signed Tiger balls or any other signed balls by anybody throughout the majors over your years?
Oh, I think we got when they brought we got one by Maglio, and then forgive me, our catcher that started all.
Pudge Rodriguez.
Yes, we waited in line in spring training, and he was so gracious enough to sign one. So those are probably two of the most, but we used to sit behind over in the handicap seats. One of my sons handicapped, and used to get a lot of fall balls. But as far as players go, those are the two I remember the most.
Maglio, Pudge, and now he'll add Kristen Stewart to the mix, guys.
Not bad company. Thanks, Trev.
Not bad at all,
Good
guys.
work, buddy. First time Nicolas Castellanos retired. Now Victor Martinez stands in. A couple of doubles, and he goes the opposite way. A nice backhand stab. And the Tigers have two quick outs here in the fourth. Well, nice job by the Detroit Tigers Foundation and by all you folks supporting the worthy causes. The backpacks have sold out. This is what they do. This is what they do on a regular basis. The foundation has awarded over $22 million in grants, college scholarships. And then what they use that money for is to refurbish baseball fields.
How many they sell? 80, 85?
How many did you buy?
I don't know, but I was thinking maybe you could match it or something, Shep.
Gibby, how about you match it?
I've done a lot of matching.
Yes,
hey,
you
look,
have.
I've got my backpack now.
I know, Shep. I'm wondering, did you get your backpack?
I did not.
I did not get a backpack. Yeah. They're gone now, so we missed out.
Yeah, you can ask Gibby. The alligator arms for yours truly oftentimes show up. You can still make a donation. You know, we can make a donation,
yes.
buddy. We can do that. And actually, I give people a lot of credit. Tigers fans gave a lot of donations in addition to buying the backpack in the first place. Tigers are going to go quietly here in the fourth. 3 ground ball outs. We'll head to the fifth with Detroit nursing a 2-run lead. Park tomorrow when the Tigers host the Royals at 7:10. Purchase a special themed event package that includes a game ticket, Detroit Tigers Irish Heritage Night hat, and a donation to the United Irish Societies. For more information, visit tigers.com/Irish.
Time for a shutdown inning. Tigers holding on 9-7, top of the 5th. Buck Farmer out for another inning.
Tigers have not retired the Royals in succession yet tonight. Not retired the side. Best inning was the 3rd, but the Royals squeezed in a single there.
I will say that most of these hits, they're kind of out over the plate. You notice that probably.
Yeah.
Haven't seen many moving anybody's feet, but the hitters are very comfortable tonight. It's a good night to hit. Ball's carrying if you barrel it.
Wicked hop at Griner.
Well, guys, it does appear that Farmer is making sure that he works at the bottom of the strike zone, which I think is important. We talked about trying to get some ground ball, get some easier out. He's already ahead in the count, has the opportunity to expand the strike zone. I think that's important for a pitcher. Just pitching ahead in the count and making these guys provoke them just enough. Start it in the strike zone and allow the movement of your pitches to get these guys to chase.
Let me ask you guys this, though. This team, it's been pretty obvious when their pitchers have been aggressive. Let's use Francisco Liriano from Sunday in Cleveland as a good example, where he was forcing the Indians to move their feet, making them uncomfortable.
Way in
Oftentimes. Why in 3 pitchers so far here tonight has that not been done?
Some guys are just not comfortable doing it. I think it's important. I know when I was in the batter's box, that was one of the things I didn't like when the pitcher did was move me back, move my feet, make me have to jump out of the way or throw something up and in, make me, kind of jump out of the batter's box. And I noticed that front side, Gibby, would want to start to tend to fly open a little bit too soon. And then it would open up the outside part of the plate, and I could never hit that slider down the way when the guys did that.
I would say maybe it's not fair for me to say, like Simo, good pitch there, down in the zone, down he goes. I would say I didn't like it. Simo didn't like it.
No, but why aren't the Tigers pitchers doing it?
Because some of them aren't comfortable. It's not within their game. Liriano is a veteran pitcher, and he's totally comfortable. That is part of his game. It's not a part of everybody's game. Maybe it's not even fair for me to say it, but I just know as a hitter, when I was going good, I felt comfortable in the box. I was kind of diving out over, and I had no reason not to. So if you want maybe not quite as aggressive swing on a ball that you throw really good down on the outer third or something, maybe from time to time you move their feet. But you don't want to throw balls and hit a guy. So it has to be part of your game. And it is part of some's game, but not everybody's game, and we have not seen it tonight. It's always said. Matt Boyd normally does do that.
Slow roller to second. Another nice play by Lugo for 2 quick outs.
And Gibby, I also faced Francisco Liriano when he was with the Twins, and obviously I was playing with the Tigers, and he was one of the few lefties that could command that inside part of the plate. He was one of those guys at 95, 96 would always kind of push me back off the plate, and then he'd go down away with the changeup, fading away from it. And again, that's a pitch that I would be out front on. I just, like you said, I think some guys are comfortable. They're not afraid to pitch inside. They don't mind hitting you, not that they're trying to, but they want to be in control. They don't want the hitter to be in control in the batter's box. The pitcher has to find a way to be in control when he's out on the bump.
I'm just saying you don't want to do it all the time. I'm just saying we haven't seen any tonight. I'm not saying it's the reason why everybody's swinging, but that's, as a hitter, that's what I'm thinking. They pound me in, it gets me off that outer edge.
Nice play by Rodriguez from a knee, but Adduci can't hold on to it.
He had time. I think he might have had time to get up and make a throw here or take his time. He does a good job of knocking it down. Trying to throw it from, I mean, it has to be fairly quick. But it looks like it might have skipped off that grass and didn't give him a true Ducey a true hop.
And give me, I think Ronnie Rodriguez was trying to do that.
Oh, he was trying to hop it. But
yeah, he was trying to hop it. Nice play there, though.
Excellent. See that wet? Is the grass getting a little damp now? Well, you can't tell, but sometimes, you know, it skips a little bit.
That looks like what happened there on that particular ball there.
Get in front of it.
Bounces off a Ducey. And with 2 down, the Tigers having some issues defensively again tonight.
It's kind of an in-between hop. He was stuck on the bag right there. Tried to get in front of it and block it, got a bad bounce. So, right, you got to get this guy right here.
That's the second error of the night for the Tigers. The other coming in the first, and Kansas City used it to their advantage by scoring 3 times. Here's Brett Phillips in an 0 for 9 skid. Wide a second. Lugo on the backhand. Threat is over. Yesterday, Adrian Beltre hit his 13th homer of the year to left off the Rays' Ryan Yarbrough, reaching the 475 home run mark in his career. That ties Stan Musial and Willie Stargell for 30th on the all-time list. Beltre, for sure a Hall of Famer, 5-time Gold Glover, 4-time Silver Slugger winner, top 10 in the MVP 6 times, and he has well over 3,100 hits.
Think he'll get to 500? He could. I mean, he'd probably go play again next year. But the list that's getting up there.
I played against Adrian Beltre in the Florida State League. He was with the Vero Beach Dodgers. And he's got the same body style, body type, the same power. He was a special talent then, and then to see him get to the big league extremely fast and put up the kind of numbers he's put up, man, what an incredible career.
Do you think he's slightly underrated because he's played in L.A.? Well, L.A. is probably the worst example I could give, but he did play in Seattle and now in Texas.
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
Shep. Well, he plays on the West Coast. Not a lot of people, you know,
Right,
we're on
sure.
the East Coast. You can't watch their games. So he's very underrated as far as I'm concerned. I also think the same thing of Paul Goldschmidt, and Gibby knows him extremely well. As a matter of fact, it's his man crush because he loves Paul Goldschmidt. You love Paul Goldschmidt.
I thought you were going to go with Gene Segura, too.
Okay, wait a minute. I love him, and then man crush. You gave me both of them. Hey, you know what? He's as good as you can get. And Adrian Beltre, this guy, he's a much better defender than people give him credit for, too.
I would argue that Adrian Beltre is a top 7 or 8 third baseman all time. Am I off base there?
Not for me, Chef. I would make that argument as well.
Grayson Greiner singled homer run his last time up. Wait for Gibby's comeback here. Ready? Who are the others is what he's going to ask me.
I was already going to ask that, but okay. Let's think it out.
Well, Brooks Robinson is
number one.
Number one. I mean, he's an 18-time All-Star, and 16 times he won a Gold Glove. 16 times. Think about that. I think there's only one other player who's won more Gold Gloves, and it was a pitcher.
Maddox?
Yes. He won 19.
How about would you put George Brett?
I would put George Brett in there. I would put Mike Schmidt in there. Mike Schmidt won 10 Gold Gloves, and he won 8 home run crowns. I would put Chipper Jones in there. Would you not?
Yep.
That's my guy.
Okay.
I'm going with Chipper.
Well,
I think everybody else, you can make arguments. Beltre is as good, if not better. Those 4 guys, I think, stand out. George Brett, by the way, a 13-time All-Star. He won 3 Silver Sluggers and 1 Gold Glove. Now, I know you guys both like Nolan Arenado in Colorado.
Yeah, but he hasn't.
He won 5 Gold Gloves in a row, though.
But he hasn't overtaken Beltre.
No. But he's got plenty of life left in his major league career. Greiner going the opposite way. In the corner and foul.
Well, I'm digging here a little bit. How about Ron Santo?
Ron Santo. How about Paul Molitor?
Well, I was going to say Paul Molitor. He didn't play his entire career at third. He played a little first, played second. Yeah, Wade Boggs was the only other one that I would put in there. Wade Boggs has the reputation, though, guys, as strictly a hitter.
He was pretty good.
He was good
infielder.
Yeah, he was. There goes Rodriguez.
So we got George Kell.
Yeah, George Kell, former league MVP.
306.
Great Tiger, Hall of Famer.
Not a ton of home runs.
How about this guy, Eddie Matthews?
Definitely.
Yeah,
12-time National League All-Star.
Yeah, he's in that conversation, no doubt. Good job, fellas. Way to dig.
Well, we go from memory initially, then we get younger. You know what I mean?
Sure.
With our fingers.
Yeah. Helps to have a phone.
No, hey, listen. I knew Shep would appreciate that, though, Gibby. So I had to go do some digging because I know he appreciates the history of the game.
I do love it.
Oh, yo,
that's good stuff. Man, you just got caught red-handed.
No, listen. You can't embarrass me, kid. Listen, I
was up here on the computer too.
And I had to find a way to get in this conversation because I loved everything about it. I said, gosh darn it, I don't know a bunch of guys, so I need to go and look at the list. And I went to the phone, got my thumb working.
Yeah, that's all right.
Man, that was some names there. Probably Shep was thinking, how does Simo know all these guys? Well, she looked it up, Shep.
Yeah,
Google it.
Yeah, you love the sport. I got no problem with it. I got no problem with it.
Ready to go back to school, aren't we?
It's fun. It's fun digging that stuff up. That's what I love about baseball. I really do.
We had Hutt in here earlier.
Yeah.
Who we had in the last week?
Well, we've talked to a lot of different guys. You know, I mean, it's been.
We had Tram recently. We did that one.
Yeah, we talked to Tram quite a bit.
We had a good one.
Bert Blyleven was just in our booth the other day.
Yesterday.
So, a lot of Hall of Famers entering and having some fun.
I'm going to tell you guys right now, though, you guys are wrong. Y'all call me red-headed, dude. You guys are wrong.
Wait, hold on. You know I love you, right? I
yeah.
mean, I right now, extended hug for you. I didn't do that.
No, don't Gibby did it.
Don't get on me.
It was Gibby.
We were just sitting there talking, and it just showed up. We didn't orchestrate it.
No, it's Gibby, and then you guys, you don't get shop. I mean, what's to your left? You've got your computer there. I've been up there in the booth with you guys. Gibby's got his computer over there.
You're right.
I see the fingers pecking those keys, trying to figure it out.
No doubt.
And in fairness to both,
but yet you guys want to put me on blast.
Now, in fairness to both of you, this is a topic that I used as a show discussion this morning. So I had some names already and some numbers ready for you.
Okay.
Hey, there's no shame, Simo. I was actually ratting on myself, okay?
Yeah.
And then it just showed up that you were doing it. It just caught it. I thought it was funny.
Now remember, Simo.
I know. And what did you do? You got on that talkback button. You said, "Yeah, put Simo on right now."
No, I didn't.
You're known for doing that, Gibby.
Give me too much credit.
No,
Simo,
I don't. I was there at 2000. You know, listen. We've got history. 2003. You know. I won't tell the people, but yeah, he's good at this.
Hold on. You and I and Gibby and our entire crew, we have a call every morning, do we not?
Yes.
Right. Here we go.
And you were there this morning. Did I not bring this topic up for discussion?
In your defense, yes.
Was I not excited about this topic?
Yes,
Talk about with you and Gibby. I couldn't wait to get into it. I had to wait all the way to this inning, this in the 5th, before I could get to it.
Yeah, but you looked it up last night too, which is great, and then you got your notes, and you're very prepared, Shep. I will say that you're the hardest working man in showbiz.
Well, let's not go that far. We all work hard, but it is a fun discussion. I had another one that we haven't gotten to, but maybe we'll get to sometime during the series.
Well, let's see. We've got some written down just in case. Let's see.
Pete Cosmo with 2 down. A line drive, but right at Herrera. Tigers threaten, but fail to score. Hey, Simo, my friend.
Listen,
what
else do you need? Shep, what else do you need? I'll look it up right now.
I'll text it to you. How's that?
Quick start. Kristen Stewart with the home run in the 1st. Nick Castellanos' next pitch goes yard to right center field. And then Stewie again in the 2nd inning for his 2nd home run of the game. Tigers lead 9-7. Stewie's going to like his box score tomorrow. 2 for 3, 5 steaks so far. And there's more as we are only in the top of the 6th inning.
Well, I know there's somebody in our Ram Pick to Stick who likes his box score already. Wallside Windows pitching change, Gibby.
Victor Alcantara been good. 25th game. ERA is 2.33. That's very good. Not walking. He had control issues coming in, but he's really cleaned that up. Tigers are looking for probably 2 innings out of him tonight. Get them to the 8th inning, and we know who comes after that.
Top of the order, Muirfield pops it up on the first pitch. Cosmo will grab it. 1 down. They finally retire Whit Muirfield. We're going back to college with Nissan. Muirfield, a South Carolina Gamecock. 9th round choice, the Royals, 2010. That year for South Carolina, their national championship game against UCLA. He hit .321 that year, scored 72 runs, hit 12 doubles, and went yard 13 times. He was one heck of a baseball player in college, and he has carried that over here into the pros.
Still is, yep. And you know, how do you get him out? Well, we threw one right down the middle, a hanger, and got him out. It doesn't make sense sometimes. He's 3 hits leading into that at bat.
Has a hitting streak of 11 games, but there's one down here in the 6th.
David Wells told me he used to try and get Vladimir Guerrero out. He'd throw it 7-8 inches inside. He'd rake him. So he started throwing it down the middle and he'd get him out. He said that's the best success he had.
How long did it take for him to figure that out?
Lots of hits. Because guys that are real good hitters, if you throw them in, they turn on it. If you throw them away, they hit it the other way. And David's theory was if you throw it down the middle, they don't know what to do with it. And I mean,
they're so surprised by it, probably.
Well, I think it happened and he got him out, so he stuck with it. I'm glad he could hit some bad pitches out of the park.
Maybe the best bad ball hitter of all time.
I'd have to agree. Would be better.
And he's in the Hall of Fame now. He was part of the Hall of Fame class this year. Chipper Jones, the aforementioned, and of course Jack Morris and Alan Trammell as well. Here's Hunter Dozier. Last time up, hurt the baseball. Hit it 439 feet straightaway center field. And when you better put our center field camera people on notice when a guy comes up, you know he's strung like bull.
Smart pitch, goes with the changeup. Hunter's looking to go back up there to your TV boys, your camera crew. Smart pitch. Might get another one. We know he likes it down and out over the plate, don't we? It was about outer third, I think, the last home run he hit the straightaway center. Down in the zone. Another one there. Actually, that was a 2-seamer, 94 mile an hour. Looked like a changeup. Look at the movement on this pitch. You can turn it over and you can see the spin. Just disappears. A lot of depth to it as well.
Alcantara has been awesome the last 5 outings. Four and 2/3, no earned runs, 4 strikeouts in those appearances. Half-hearted swing, and for the first time tonight, the Royals go in order.
And this afternoon, Michael Fulmer had arthroscopic surgery on his right knee to repair his torn meniscus. And by all accounts, everything went as well as it possibly could. In fact, the doctors told Ron Gardenhire today, or Michael Fulmer says that the doctors told Ron Gardenhire today, that Fulmer should be ready to go 100% by the time spring training rolls around next February. So that's good news, the best news possible for the Tigers as they move forward with their ace, Michael Fulmer, guys. That's the latest on him. And as far as Nico Goodwin is concerned, we may see him by the end of the weekend and certainly by the start of next week's series when the Tigers hit the road. That also according to Gardenhire pregame, fellas.
Yeah, talked to Nico Goodwin earlier today, and he said the exact same thing, Trev. And then I talked with Jamer Candelario, and he expects to be back this weekend against the Royals as well. So that would be good news to get those two guys rotating into that lineup. And I think, you know, Trev, the other thing about Michael Fulmer, really good spirits right after the procedure. So that was important.
I think the thing that I would be worried about when you have multiple meniscus, that's cartilage. I believe that it was like that you break a piece of cartilage off, or you have a little, they just take it out, trim it off, and smooth it out. If you have too many of those way down the road, you know, then you get some. Michael's still fairly young. You can way down the road when you get older, it may show up again, but he should have a full recovery and be able to by spring training. I mean, if it was in a season, I've seen guys come back, but like Gardy was saying, that's that push-off leg. I think I'd rather have the push-off leg than the land leg.
Ben Lively, by the way, the new pitcher for the Royals. Jacoby Jones, 3 of his 11 home runs this year have come against Kansas City. Yet he's batting .204 against the Royals.
Jacoby, .210 on the year coming into the games. He is 2 for 2. But I think he's making progress.
Just below us.
Just coming right at us. It's curved your way. Got back there quick.
Sure did. Pop up, shallow center. Mondesi drifting out, takes control.
Just like we promised, it's time for the Miller Lite Hold True moments, I guess you could say. Kristen Stewart in the first. Finally got number 1. Then he got number 2 in the second. This one, a towering shot. He's feeling good. Tigers are too. A youngster that they've been waiting for a while to come here. Now you can see why they're excited.
First one went 356 feet. The second one 403.
Remember the Cleveland series and the Houston series saw a lot of breaking balls. Not so many here so far against KC.
Checked his swing, but went too far, 2-1.
It's one of those, he sees the fastball, it's on the outside part of the plate, realize you can't do anything with that. You'd rather just have it a strike, take it. On the 2-0 count, you want something a little juicier than that.
2-2 now.
Stewie, another, you see he's got the face protector on there. Not everybody wears that, but if you get a ball up there, sir, you sure would be happy you had it on.
I think more and more players are headed that way, though.
Doesn't look like it's, you know, if it would block your vision at all, but it doesn't look like it does that. It just would be uncomfortable at first.
To second, Herrera makes it 2 quick outs. Time now for Lowe's whole team together. Tigers offense tonight has been impressive. 8 of their 12 hits for extra base hits. Give them 489 on the year. And with runners in scoring position, that's not a bad number.
Nick joined that crowd. Big breaking ball. Doesn't try and pull it. Right center field. That fouled Stewie's first home run of the year for the Tigers. It's always impressed me how guys can just not try and pull that hanger like that. It's hard to do. Most try to jump at it and pull it.
Homer and a triple for Castellanos.
Good time for a double. Nick, there you go. There's that experience there. 1-0 count. Not just swinging at anything, not guessing strike. Slider, he just takes it. 3-0 count. I'm sure he's got the hit if he wants it. Got the green light. Victor on deck.
He'll take the walk. Well, Fan Appreciation Weekend returns to Comerica Park when the Tigers host the Royals tomorrow through Sunday. Select fans will win special prizes throughout the weekend, including game-worn jerseys from Tigers players on Sunday. For tickets and more information, visit tigers.com. Comfortable night here on a Thursday in downtown Detroit. I know when Nick Castellanos hit the homer and then the triple, what people were thinking.
Cycle.
Yeah. Kristen Yelich had one earlier this year.
Well, he's got another part of it, the walk. Is that part of it?
No, it's not part of it. Kristen Yelich, of course, has done it twice. Victor Martinez gets a hold of one. Deep center field, but plenty of room out there for Brett Phillips. And the Tigers are done here in the 6th. Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. For tires and auto service, everybody needs a Bell Tire guy. By Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. And by Meridian Care, Medicare Advantage plans. Folks out there playing baseball, teaching them at a young age, and for good reason, part of the Detroit Tigers Foundation. Not just tonight, but on a regular basis. An annual youth baseball celebration in partnership with MLB featuring wiffle ball games, youth playing the catch with the Tigers players, and well, kids get that press conference for the on-field clinic, and they raised over $31,000. That's part of Play Ball Weekend. Raised over $31,000 tonight.
That's good stuff. Kids are having a good time.
I know you played a lot of ball when you were a kid.
Yes, I did. And
as did I.
Like the backyard, you know, down in the field.
I had a lot of friends text me last night about our stories of playing at the various ballparks. growing up in Farmington Hills, we used to go right there at 12 Mile in Farmington.
What was the name of it?
Dunkel Field.
Dunkel Field.
Yeah,
so
that's where we went to junior high. So
my softball field would be Carl Shell Park.
Okay.
My baseball field would be J.C. Park. Do you ever play at J.C. Park in Pontiac?
I don't believe I had. No.
It was big. They both had lights.
Oh,
remember
man.
that?
There was something special about lights, wasn't there?
Then the elementary school, John Monteith, we used to drag it with a piece of fence behind the
right.
Mercury wagon, the maroon Mercury wagon.
That's great. Did it have the wooden panels? Come on. Yes.
It didn't. It was solid.
Had to. Oh.
It was solid, going around and around.
We played some games at Bond Field, which is on 13 Mile on Orchard Lake. High Meadow.
Are they all still there?
Yeah, they're still there. All right. Right at Kristen Stewart.
So much the same you see youngsters running around here on foul balls. It's a little harder when there's a lot of people in the stands, but I love that. Just waiting for a foul ball, just racing everybody.
Yeah, but if you hit your knee on one of those old Tiger Stadium seats, you were hurting for a while.
Yeah, well, like, I'd have to try and come out of there with it somehow, you know.
Never fall down and hit your head on a seat. Pounded to center. Jones has to hustle back. Man, he gets a good jump on the ball, doesn't he? Tigers face off against these same Royals tomorrow night at 7:10. Stay after the game for the last Friday night fireworks show of the year. For tickets, visit tigers.com.
The fireworks were out early in the game, first couple innings.
So I wish Simo was still part of this conversation, but I'll ask you.
Got something to bait him in?
Well, a good friend of yours and mine, Jack Ebling, wanted to know, what about Alex Rodriguez at third base? Jack, longtime writer,
that's
radio
legitimate.
host.
That's legitimate. His numbers would stack up. I mean, he started as a shortstop. What's the breakdown between shortstop and third base?
It's a good question. Yeah,
I mean,
he's originally a shortstop, right? So
right. So I guess I maybe think about when he went to the Yankees. Obviously, they had a shortstop, pretty good one.
not bad. Yeah, I consider him a part-time third baseman. But the discussion is there, and it's a worthy debate. I always enjoy a good debate.
Well, it'll get back to Simo. We'll give him that tomorrow night. We'll get into that one.
See what he thinks, yeah. And considering he followed Alex Rodriguez an awful lot, followed him around in Texas, picked his brain a little bit.
Well, he was a great player for sure. There's just a little bit of controversy.
That one slapped to left. Stewart taking that route, but it's going to be a 2-out double for Herrera. Just like that, Kansas City walks the tying run to the plate in Alcides Escobar. It's a good piece of hitting.
Yeah, it is going the other way, slicing away.
I remember as a kid thinking anytime somebody went the opposite way, they were late on their swing.
Sometimes they are.
But not every time.
Well, okay, so let's say the ball gets a little deeper than normal. So if you still put the barrel on the ball, you're still going to get a chance to hit. It's all about barreling. If it's inside, you pull your hands in. It's down the middle. You can extend or you can let it get deep. But yeah, I was always kind of taught to pull the ball because you hit the ball farther when you pull it. They talk about how these guys used to like to hit home runs. I mean, they've always liked to hit home runs, but it seems like.
I think the bigger difference is it bothered you more to strike out than it does today. It's a little bit more widely accepted, not just by players, but by teams.
Well, you might have a point there. I mean, I didn't want to strike out. I struck out over 100 times, a couple times. But I walked more as I went on too.
Slow roller to short. Cosma.
Wow.
What a wing. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch with the Tigers in front by 2.
We've had 6 home runs to the game so far. It was carrying early, not so much late. Nick Castellanos follows Stewie right here in the 1st inning. This Kansas City team's been hitting home runs, and Stewie with the 2nd right there. The Tigers need a couple more in the bottom of the 7th.
36 homers for the Royals since August 22nd. The 6 homers tonight. 3 aside. You see our Xfinity high-speed exit velocity on those home runs. Hunter Dozier's was straightaway center field.
In the bushes.
Yeah, 439 feet. That is a lot of power.
I wonder what the farthest one in the stadium is this year. We can figure that out, can't we?
I have confidence in our crew. Bet you we have it before the 8th. Jim Adducci went, and so did my hopes for Ram Pick the Stick.
Yeah, he tries to hold up here. That head comes out. He's done. Brandon Maurer in the game. 36 game. Less than 30 innings, so he's usually a short guy. A lot of walks. He's got some velo.
Joe Jimenez warming up for the Tigers. Gibby, you asked, and Austin Drake provided. Longest home run of the year. Who do you think it's from? I'll give you a hint. Mashed over 50 a year ago.
Mashed over 50 a year ago.
Played in the National League.
I was going to say Herman, but
Giancarlo Stanton.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you said
saying Herman.
Oh, that's Herman. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So how far is it? 470?
456. He did that in early June.
That's a bomb. I tell you, I've watched that guy hit him in BP. Not farther than anybody I've ever watched.
Ronnie Rodriguez tries to duplicate it, got under it. Foul territory. Surrounded and then caught by Escobar. remember a year ago? You remember the Gary Sanchez homer? I don't know how far it went, but it went just under. Went 493 feet, just under the scoreboard and left. Remember that? Man.
That's the one thing I liked Tiger Stadium over Comerica was you could hit it over the roof. That was fun.
Yeah, not many could do it. You did.
Well, several did, but it didn't happen a lot. First of all, to get it over the roof, you had to clear the light transformers too. It was up there quite a ways. Brooks Lumber.
Yeah.
Really, what we need is single, couple single and a double. It's just not get too greedy.
Stanton, by the way, has 34 homers on the year.
Probably averaging about 430.
And he hit a grand slam home run today.
Yankees came back to go ahead of the Red Sox. And how about Oakland? 21-3 over the Angels. Whew. Chris Davis get one?
I don't know, but he leads all of baseball in home runs. Griner will take the free pass. Here's Chevrolet's most dependable player.
The Mudheads.
And the wrap-up of their season. Kristen Stewart, offensively gifted. A team that made the postseason for the first time since 2007. And set a team record for strikeouts by their pitchers.
Yeah, Zach Houston, you see what he had kind of a year. Didn't walk anybody. He's I've watched him pitch, throws hard, kind of a little drop down 3/4, and he'll probably get a look next year. You're going to see a whole new group. We've kind of seen a lot of the youngsters this year, and you're going to see a whole new group next year. And some of the group that has come up this year will most likely be on the team.
Do you remember, by the way, how far that home run that you hit into the lumber yard was measured?
Yeah.
500 feet, right?
So, yeah, it was over 500. We went up there, and you're talking about the one that landed in Brooks Lumber. It's kind of hard to believe.
It is.
But I felt nothing like that before.
Here are some other guys who did it. Norm Cash, Jason Thompson. You remember him? Played first base. Yeah.
Did Lou Whitaker do it? Reggie did it in the All-Star game.
Well, he hit the light tower. He didn't go over the roof. Harmon Killebrew, Frank Howard, Mark McGuire, and Cecil Fielder.
Now those are in left field.
I thought it was. Yeah, those are in left field. You went right field.
Right.
Norm Cash was right field. Slap to second. Herrera. Wide of first.
That's why you run. You never know. Little gift there. E4. First and second. 2 out. Look, he still didn't get his feet around quite enough, and ball. Look, this ball just takes off. I'm hustling. That's why you want to have an honest effort there. The guy mishandles it. You just want to make sure that you're down there, and we're going to have a pinch runner for Grayson Griner.
Victor Reyes.
Makes sense. Want to make sure he scores. We get the hit here.
Need the hit from Pete Kozma. The Tigers have just 1 hit since the 2nd inning. It was that Ronnie Rodriguez single in the 5th. Kozma with 6 RBIs on the year. Right back up the box. Key hit. The move pays off.
Uh-oh.
Good hustle by the Tigers to take the extra bag.
Great. Good thing Victor Reyes ran, because you got, look at right behind you. He's going to be aggressive. That's great. He just has to score before that play happens at third base and Casey's out. And you know Gardy likes that. It's good aggressive base running. Got the lead, especially. Tack that one on. And possibly 2 more if we get the hit here.
Jacoby Jones singled and scored in each of the first and second. He's been retired each of the last 2 at-bats. One and one.
This would be huge right here if you get another knock. Plate 2 more, that would make 3 unearned runs. See, the Royals keep trying to throw Jacoby off-speed pitches. He's almost swung at the previous pitch and he's all over that one. You want to make sure you take that up the middle approach. Seems like he's way off the plate.
Good stop by Perez.
3-1. Just amazing, those pitchers and catchers, they try and feast on that aggressiveness, don't they? It's 2-1. You think they're going to throw you a fastball. You try and get him to chase. He's not biting.
Swung through it. It's full.
Be a nice knock here. Could pick up some points too. Oh, nice layoff.
You'll take a solo point. Brings up the man of the night.
Almost offered, held up, picked up that spin.
That's going to be a tough pitch to lay off right there.
Oh, it is. He's shown that he can be aggressive, but he's shown he just makes some adjustments right there. And have a night, Stewie.
As if he hasn't already.
Two home runs, 5 RBI.
First 2 homers of his major league career.
Stewie wants to swing that stick, didn't he? Was hoping he'd get a heater and didn't want to miss it.
The next step is adjustments made during an at-bat, right, for a young player?
Well, you're seeing adjustments made, but you can make the adjustment and then you want to see the results and the reward by doing so.
Off speed, 1 and 2.
I feel like the team in general got, I don't want to say called out, but it was made note of some poor habits, and I think they've responded very well. That's a good sign. Two and two. What do you think here? Heater?
I would guess fastball if I were in the box.
And they go back to the curveball like they have everybody else. Changeup right there.
Wow. Now he's got to give in, doesn't he?
Breaking ball. I'd follow the fastball in the stands and protect against the hook. Everybody will be running.
Crowd feels it. So does Stewart in the right corner. Just foul.
Just foul.
Crowd's starting to love this kid. Another RBI.
Ooh, that was close. I think he wasn't sure whether that was going to be a strike. Kansas City wanted it with Stewie with another good at bat. Walk and an RBI. Inside, good eye. Leave it up to Nick.
Well, follow the race to the postseason on MLB.tv for $25.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game. Plus, get a free subscription to MLB at Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this limited time offer.
Well, they did have Joe up throwing in the bullpen. Tigers have a 4-run lead now. They'll probably still stay with him so he gets some work in. He's been down there a while, huh? He's probably a little stiff.
Yeah, probably take it easy. Jake Newberry is trying to warm up quickly. To third base. They'll take the easy way. Tigers do plate 2. The lead is back to 4. You're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit. Presented by Beltre. Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica. By your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers, visit ChevyDetroit.com and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. Detroit Tigers Foundation, always staying busy. James McCann out there, the annual Youth Baseball Clinic for Special Needs Children in partnership with the Miracle League of Michigan, which is a wonderful organization. Each year, children attend that clinic, rotating through stations run by Tigers players and Tigers wives. I've been out there numerous times with Little League teams, and it nothing warms your heart more than that type of experience, trust me.
Yeah, it's a great program. Joe Jimenez in here in the 8th inning. He's pretty good numbers. Look at that, 73 strikeouts, 21 walks. Opponents hitting .212. Went through a little tired time, but has thrown the ball well lately.
Sure has.
His last appearance was in Cleveland on the 16th. In his last 5, has not been scored upon 5 innings, no runs, no hits, 8 strikeouts.
Yeah, last 5 been dynamite. Here's Brian Goodwin.
Now, if you look for positive things that happened for the Tigers this year, this is one of them. Joe Jimenez has really had a good year and got to keep working to get better yet, just like everybody else.
All-star season, of course. And to come out of that funk when he came back from the All-Star festivities, instead of getting down and continuing with what some may have called some bad habits, instead he rectified it.
Yeah.
And he's back on track.
I think that he threw a lot of games early. I mean, he was the hottest thing going.
Yeah.
So he was relied on heavily. He got wore down a little bit. I think Gardy and the staff realized that, and they gave him some good rest, and then kind of got back into it a little bit, and hopefully finishes strong here the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we lose sight of that. I think when a guy is having success, like Joe Jimenez did earlier this year, the belief from fans and even members of the media is like, why don't you just use Jimenez? You can't use a guy every single night. Not a guy like this.
Wear him out.
Yeah, you wear him out.
I mean, really any player, that goes for any player, especially pitchers, because what you don't realize, out of the appearances he's had, 50-some or 60 appearances, think of the time he got up and didn't come in. So you have those sessions there in the bullpen. They throw on the side what they call flat grounds from the foul line into the outfield, usually about every day.
Wore out Goodwin there. Sixth strikeout by a Tigers pitcher tonight.
Then I guess the final piece is when you good lively fastball. And the last piece is when you have to throw. You come in, you get a third. You get the last out of an inning. You have to sit. You can see he's just tardy. And then you got to go out for another inning. The down up. That's another element that really tires pitchers out. You see that pitch is lively and sneaky. Royals are late.
How does he regain the jump on the fastball? How does it not stay stagnant after he fell into that slump? How come he was able to get out of it?
Rest, working on and off the field, and just learn to get yourself under control. Sometimes you have to change habits. Maybe it's more rest, maybe work out a little less, maybe do a little more of your shoulder exercises. You can see that's just, they're seeing it, and it's buying.
He's got that hop on the fastball, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Same pitch that Goodwin went down on. Phillips follows with the same.
James McCann in for Grayson Griner, who was pinch run for by Victor Reyes in the Tigers half of the seventh. Curveballs in there.
His sliders improved a ton. His breaking ball, he's got a little changeup going now. That is way improved over last year. You remember 2 years ago, he had good numbers in the minor leagues. He was dominating everywhere, and everybody said, "Bring him up, bring him up."
I did.
And they waited because when he first came up, he got it taken to him a little bit because he didn't have his secondary pitches developed, and now he's got it all.
Muirfield fouls it away. Last 2 years, Whit Merrifield's the only player in the American League to boast 70 doubles or more and 70 stolen bases or more.
He's a perfect leadoff hitter, huh?
Sure is.
Scrappy, works his way on.
Can play him just about anywhere. A lot like Ben Zobrist, but faster. And he's a pain for pitchers. Just hangs in there. Tough out, man.
Yeah, you say, what can a guy do? How can he not chase? How can he look at this bat path? He sees he's beat. He just pulls his hands and he's got. I mean, he just totally gives it up to just foul that ball off. He's not big, but he realized that ball was coming up and beating him. He adjusted.
Joe Jimenez strikes out the side. It doesn't get a whole lot better than that in the eighth. 10 runs or more in a game. Third time they've done it this month. They are 3 outs away from closing it out. Can they do it tomorrow? Here's the upcoming pitching matchup presented by Wallside Windows. Francisco Liriano, very, very strong in his last outing against Cleveland. He'll throw against Ian Kennedy. Coverage begins with Tigers Live. Mickey York and Craig Monroe at 6 o'clock.
Hey, Ian Kennedy, 2-8, surprised me. He's got good stuff, but the Kansas City has not done well. There's the moon. Like full moons? It's not quite there yet.
Doesn't move my needle one way or the other. Do you believe in that stuff, or
well,
the people?
I just think you got to be in the right spot.
Right. Willie Peralta throwing to Victor Martinez, Jim Adduci, and Ronnie Rodriguez. Martinez against the Royals this year is batting a crisp .352 with a homer and 11 RBIs.
Victor got some running in early, back-to-back doubles to start the game off. Had a good lather going. Good and loose.
To center field. Well hit, but Brett Phillips is there. As always, Ram picked the stick, and it's been a miserable night for yours truly, but everybody else feels pretty good, including Mickey York, who had the 2nd overall pick. I'll tell you, you guys, this is a perfect night for you guys to have those two guys, huh, Trev?
Yeah, big night.
Big night. 17. Mick, that ties a season high in Ram pick the stick.
Wow.
17.
You know, well, it was nice playing with you guys this year. It was fun.
I've had Stewie about 8 times this year.
I was right with my pick, though. I said there'd be men on for Castellanos, only Stewart didn't wait around to play like he was supposed to. He just batted them all in.
Mick, are you over 300 points now?
That should do it, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
You know, and there's a little emotion on the pregame show. I had a break up with Mikey Matuk. You know, it's time for us to see other people. But I think I played the field long enough. I'm ready to settle down with Kristen Stewart.
I don't think it's bothered Mickey or Mikey as much as it's bothered Mickey tonight.
I highly doubt it.
So what is the most points in Ram pick the stick in a year? Because you're over 300. That's impressive.
Well, we've only been doing this 2 years. We won it last year, so I don't.
What is we? Who's we? Do you have a mouse in your pocket? What do you mean we?
I don't remember the final numbers.
Is that French? We.
I just got a -2 because my guy just struck out again.
Oh well, I guess 351 was the winning number a year ago. So, actually underperforming last year's clip, but. Still time.
What's wrong with you?
I got to give you credit, Mick. You picked him, and he had a huge day. I give you some credit.
It's a good night to take him.
Mick, does it matter that I was going to take him if he was there?
Sure, Shep, if that makes you feel better.
I'm doing everything I can to feel good about myself. And Ram picked the stick tonight. I finished in last place tonight. How does Trevor finishes in second, a distant second with 11?
Hey, Mick, do I get points in Ram pick the stick if I interview Kristen after the game? Is there points for that?
I'll give you some.
No, you don't get any points for doing your job.
I think
Trevor.
we should go NASCAR. And that's when they line up from first goes last, right, for this last week.
I don't think Mickey York would have a problem with that because he is so comfortably in front.
So he would pick last for the first game.
I bet you Mickey York would pick last the rest of the year. Am I right about that, Mick?
No.
No, I'm talking about the points. It starts over. Everybody's even slate for the last week.
Oh, you like the race for the chase in NASCAR? Where it's but you're still, but you still have credit for wins, and there's bonus points for winning stages and things like that. So I wouldn't start over last. I'd still have credit for
We'll design something.
Don't mess with NASCAR with Mickey. He's a huge NASCAR fan.
Don't try to like reinvent the game now because it's it's over. There's another year. We'll be back next year to play it again.
Why didn't I take Ronnie Rodriguez, guys? He's got 3 hits tonight.
Now, wait a second. When you win the division, you get into the playoffs, then everybody starts even, correct? In baseball. So why shouldn't it be that way and pick the stick?
Well, then we should have started a playoff
Monday.
I guess earlier. But who else would have been in it? I mean,
well, we're all in it.
Oh, everybody qualifies?
Well, we'll leave the last first. What do we got?
It's like a press in golf, Mick. That's what he's doing. He's pressing you on hole number 18. That's what he's doing.
We're 19.
Yeah.
I can't change what the scoreboard says, guys. I'd like to. I really would.
Is your family as proud of you as you are of yourself in Ram Pick the Stick this year?
Pretty much, yeah. That's all we ever really talk about when we sit down at the York dinner table.
I didn't know you ate dinner at home anymore.
No, I can't.
You work so much.
I can't remember, actually. I don't. I don't even know if I still have a family, but I think I do. You guys are my family.
Good night for you guys, man. Way to go. We look forward to Mickey York and Craig Monroe on Tigers Live, and Trevor Thompson will be talking with members of the Tigers, no doubt Nicolas Castellanos, Kristen Stewart, and Ron Gardenhire coming up in Tigers Live. What was Kristen Stewart looking for in those 2 home run swings? All coming up on Tigers Live. Don't want to miss it. James McCann with his first at-bat of the night. In foul territory, but room for Dozier. Let's go to the 9th. Tigers lead it by 4.
Back at Comerica Park for a 1-800-CALL-SAM update. We have been begging for some offense. The baseball gods answered our prayers here tonight, Simo.
Yes, they did, Mick, and it started with the approaches in the batter's box. I'm not going to tell them no more. I'm going to tell you guys. Well, that's all I'm saying. We got to talk. I'm going to tell you and explain it on the post-game show, but you have to stick around.
All right, it's been an historic night for Kristen Stewart. We'll explain where he now rests in the Tigers record book, and he'll tell us what his breakout performance means to him immediately following the game on Tigers Live. Shep, give me.
There's another one for you, Mickey, in your Ram Pick to Stick with Kristen Stewart. First Tigers rookie to have 6 RBIs since Ryan Rayburn in 2007. Not bad. Shane Green among the league leaders in appearances, 2nd in the league in that category. Well, games finished, he's 2nd. It's finished.
Greeny's had some rough go of it a little bit lately, looking for some consistency. I like his sinker. Like to see him stay with that a little bit, establish that, and then he tends to get ahead in the count and go to his slider. And he's gotten hurt a little bit, and he's had a lot of appearances. He's got to be tired, and the closer warms up more than anybody during the year because You know, it's tied in the ninth. You're up, you're down. If you're on the road, you don't come in.
Hasn't pitched in 4 days. Is that the reason that he's in there right now? Why not go with somebody else? Why to your closer in a non-save situation?
Yeah, I think that he wants to give him some work. Like I said, he was in Cleveland. He had a little hiccup. Just trying to get him back on track. Greeny's really gotten frustrated. It's a good pitch right there. '95, '96. He's got plenty of velo. When he's really got his mechanics together, he gets plenty of movement as well.
Mondesi struck out swinging in the first, singled in the second, flew to left in the fourth, and then grounded to second base in the sixth.
Tell you what, he's got some range to his right. We know that in the infield. Went to his right and got several Tigers. Looked like they were destined for base hits. Mondesi snagged him. Little slider right there. Mondesi fouls it off. Get that ball down in the ground. Let's hit him on the get him on the ground ball. Three and two.
Making him work.
4-run lead. Obviously, you're not trying to give anybody a free pass. You're going to tend to just throw the ball down the middle low, and hopefully they hit it at somebody.
Turned on to right. Royals are a run closer.
It was deep. This kid's got big power. Three-two count. Take a look. There you see how he's throwing away, away. Trying to come in there, right down the heart of the plate. And he barrels it.
That's 4 homers in his last 7 for Mondesi. And 10 of his 11 homers, Gibby, have come while he's playing shortstop. This guy homered earlier, Hunter Dozier. A 2-run blast in the 4th.
412 feet. About 107 on the exit velocity. That slider much better down in the zone. You can see it breaking down out of the zone. And Dozier trying to go deep, way out in front.
Struck out his last time up. Swallowed up by McCann. 1-2. Made him move his feet.
2-2. Ball really took off. Good movement. How did it miss him?
Barely did. 1 out in the 9th.
Well, that's works out pretty good for the Tigers in green. We'll look at the sequence here, and especially the 2-2 pitch was especially big. Good sliders away, and he went way inside. He got that slider down and away, and Dozier was diving but couldn't catch up on the chase.
Salvador Perez, 0 for 4 so far tonight, after going 2 for 10 in the series against Pittsburgh. Hit him.
Okay, right on the elbow. You have a pad on. His ball really running right here. Got him right on the top of the pad. Those sting. You ever hit your elbow?
Even with the pad, they sting.
Yeah, well, I think that got him like right in the middle of where the pad. It's like a little gap right there. With those sting, it'll stay with you. If you get hit solid there, you'll swell way up, and you'll have to deal with that for a while. But he did have the pad. That should take care of some of that. Go super slow-mo. I think that pad helped him quite a bit.
I would guess. Jorge Bonifacio homered, a 3-run shot in the first.
What?
15 extra base hits on the night tonight between these two teams.
Looking for the double play to end the game.
0-2.
Kind of a slow pace here in the ninth. Very deliberate.
Yeah, there aren't many closers who work quickly, are there? I wonder why that is. Look out. Nope.
Off the end.
Off the end, and Stewart makes it out number 2. Boy, the way the ball was flying earlier, you thought maybe that one scared you a little bit.
Every time it goes up, huh?
Yeah. Stewart and Castellanos have propelled Detroit's offense, and both starters struggled tonight. 11 singles and 15 extra base hits between the two teams.
Knowing Matt Boyd, he'll be happy for his team. There are some guys, you've seen them, Shep, in all sports, huh? They have a bad game and the team wins and they're not happy. You got to be happy. Team wins, everybody wins, everybody's got to be happy.
Rosell Herrera, that one gets away from McCann. Perez moves up to second.
Did he get crossed up there?
Might have been. Don't see that happen very often to James McCann. A little low.
That caught him too. Looked like it got him on the inside of the knee.
Two and 0. Herrera came in 6 for his last 15 with a couple of doubles, and he had a double last time up in the 7th. He went the opposite way with that double down the left field line.
Scouting report said he was taking off in his career right now, really coming on. Hopefully he can wait another day as the Tigers try and close this one down.
3-1 to him. Put him on, and the tying run strides to the plate. To center field, Jacoby Jones cradles it, and the Tigers snap their 3-game slide. Let's send it to the call-stand studio. Mickey York and Craig Monroe standing by for Tigers Live postgame.
All right, Shep, thank you very much. We haven't seen a slugfest like that since Hearns Hagler. The Tigers will explain what got the offense going tonight. Kristen Stewart will talk about putting his name in the Tigers record book. Nicolas Castellanos, good to hit 300, is alive and well. We'll tell you where he's at. And Rob Gardenhire will explain what woke up his offense next on Tigers Live.